Looks like I still have a lot of clothes, but you know what? That is all right. We got this. Today, we are going to be doing the KonMari Method on my clothes again because it is a hot mess express once again. And if we're going to be focusing on the ADHD, I know that it's still too much stuff for me to process and keep organized. And I know that my crazy schedule does play a part in this because this is my Halloween costume that I wore over 2 months ago. And yes, it is still on the floor and not properly put away. And also in the closet, I still have my summer clothes. I never really had a chance to switch out my summer clothes with my winter clothes. Now, there are some winter pieces that are pulled up, and I just need to finally switch it because most of the winter clothes that I'm wearing now, they're on the floor right here in front of the closet. So this is the first time that I have truly felt frustrated and angry about all of this. I'm sick of this. And I also lost my good microphone. So I'm doing this without a microphone, and it's like, are you kidding me? And this probably is a good place to be. You know, I was focused on hoarding and I was trying to let go of things. I was working on those emotions and we were successful. And then I was trying to maintain and I would get frustrated, but then I would get ashamed and kind of like back down and not do anything. And now I'm frustrated and mad where it's like, all right, I'm done with this. I'm done with this circle. And this is why I'm focusing on the ADHD part, because I didn't put enough attention to those behaviors of the ADHD. So that's why I believe this year we are going to be successful, because now I'm addressing both the hoarding disorder and the ADHD. And with that said, let's get started with the KonMari Method on all of these clothes. And you know that Miss Marie wants us to collect all of the clothes. So we're going to be picking up everything off of the floor. We're going to be pulling everything out of the closets because I need to finally switch out my summer with my winter clothes so that I can hang all of the winter clothes up. And we are also going to be pulling everything out of these drawers. But wait, there's more, because I still have my winter tubs in the basement for the off-season clothes, but I've been coming down here and grabbing some sweaters and things because it's very cold now. And we had also found new tubs of clothes as we were decluttering the basement that we haven't gone through in the past, so we're going to have to go ahead and bring up those tubs as well. And people also dropped off some clothes to me because when I was collecting for the women's shelter, they said, here, take these clothes so the ladies can have them. But the women's shelter was not collecting clothes. So when I told them that it was only toiletries and not the clothes, come get your clothes, they said, no, just take what you want, and whatever you don't want, just drop them off to Goodwill. Well, with someone with ADHD, that was an extra task that I did not get to, and that's why we have these bins that we pulled up and that we're going to lay out. All right, so now we're going to do the KonMari Method on all these clothes, which means I have to pull everything out of the tub and lay it out so that I can see it and make the decisions of what sparks joy and what does not. Now, this is the tub that was given to me that was meant for the women's shelter, which is now meant for Goodwill. And as a hoarder, I need to make sure that I am not picking out anything from this bin. I have to prevent attachments from forming so that I can easily let this go. But because we're doing the Marie Kondo, we will lay it all out, right? We'll lay it all out. And even though this looks like it could fit me, I need to make sure that I am not forming attachments to it so I can successfully let it go. And that's why it's very important to prevent new things from coming into my home as I am recovering in my hoarding disorder. So I am not attaching all these deep-rooted emotions to the items, therefore having a hard time getting rid of them later. I gotta get it out real fast. Now, hoarding disorder is its own disorder, right? It is a mental disorder. Now with me, it's accompanied by anxiety and ADHD. That's why it's taken me a few years to be able to get to this point, right? We have been doing our baby step decluttering and letting go of only what feels right in our heart. We've also been strengthening our decluttering muscles because we've been consistently letting things go. And every week, we have been keeping each other accountable and giving each other praises and encouragement as we let these items go. Therefore, translating letting go of stuff and giving stuff away is now a positive experience and not the impending doom of anxiety and panic attack that I used to associating decluttering with. Now it is a positive experience. So now I'm going to add all the clothes that were in my bedroom, that were hanging in the closets or folded into the drawer, and add it to our big old pile. And here you have it. Here are all the clothes that I am aware of that are in my house, piled in one big old spot, just like Marie Kondo would like it. And I have to admit, I'm feeling a lot different this round of decluttering because I'm not as overwhelmed as I used to be. I used to be so overwhelmed by the amount of stuff that it was debilitating, right? I felt like everything sparks joy. How on earth am I going to be able to get rid of stuff when I want to keep everything because I'm emotionally attached to it? So back then what I had to do was to get the decluttering momentum started, I would have to start looking for things that did not spark joy. So if you're still in that space where you're just starting your decluttering journey and you have hoarding disorder and you're just feeling overwhelmed, just start picking out the things that do not spark joy. Now, because I've been decluttering for a few years now, I feel stronger that I can now look at this pile and actually have a cognitive plan on how to get through this. And the first thing I'm going to do is find my Christmas stuff that sparks joy, right? My Christmas outfits spark a lot of joy because of the deep emotional attachment to Christmas time. So by collecting all of my Christmas stuff, I do have a labeled Christmas bin that I can put away and save for next year. Next, I'm going to be moving on to the clothes that were hanging up in my closet because they're all summer items. That's all off season. Now, a lot of it sparks joy. So what we're going to do is we're just going to pull out all of our summer stuff, fold it up, and put it away in our off-season bin. That way we can use it for next year. And it's very important that I'm only putting in the off-season what truly sparks joy to only fit in these 2 off-season bins. That is what feels right in my heart to keep moving forward, is that I can keep 2 off-season bins when everything is not fitting into our bedroom. And I'm already letting go of some clothes that I thought I was going to be emotionally attached to, but guess what? I'm not. We can let these go. So now I can move into what sparks joy in season that's going to be hung up in my closet and folded in my bedroom, which of course is all of the winter clothes. So right now I'm going to be hanging back up all the winter clothes that I am wearing, that I love, that I enjoy, that sparks a lot of joy. So now that these items are separated, I can now pull them away from the pile and see what else is left. And now I can see what doesn't spark joy, because these black leggings, they're old. I can let them go. I got brand new ones from Christmas that fit way better. So we can let that go tossy-tossy. This sweater I got from the sharing table. I have plenty of sweaters that fit me now. We can now let this go too. And as I look at a lot of these pieces, I can let them go. And I think now I'm finally evolved to the point where I get it, because everything that I absolutely love, well, I love this bathing suit. This has to go in the summer bin, but everything that I absolutely love is already set aside. So that's why it's a lot easier to let go of these things. And now we're going to move on to the clothes that are on the couch. Now, these clothes were the ones in the tubs, primarily stored in the basement. So of course, we're going to start by finding which items in here sparks joy. And I can tell you right now, I see some sentimental pieces from my college years in the 2000s. I am still very emotionally attached to these items, and they're going to be going into a sentimental bin, not in my off-season tub. You see, I do still have hoarding disorder. It's not going to go away. That's why it's key for me to keep some of these pieces, not as many though. You're only keeping the ones that spark extreme joy to keep my anxiety calm. That way we can move forward with letting go of the rest of the things. So I'm just done. I'm done. It's just, we've done this so many times, and we've decluttered and we let go and we've gotten stronger and we've healed some of the past traumas, and I can start to detach my heart from a lot of these clothes now finally. And my ADHD, I'm in my hyper focus right now, and I'm ready. I'm ready to let this all go in one shot. Whoa. I'm ready to let it go, and I'm not having a panic attack. That's weird. This is a lot of stuff. A lot of times with hoarding, when you get rid of this much stuff in one shot, it's like a massive panic attack, and I'm not feeling that right now. And that's actually a little weird and freaking me out, believe it or not. It's a good thing, right? It's a good thing, but yeah, we're letting all of this go. And with that said, I'm claiming this as my minimalistic journey, because I feel like this is something a minimalist would do. Get rid of half of the clothes, have 4 empty bins, let all of this go and feel good about it. And there it is in all of its glory. Someone with hoarding disorder and ADHD can do the KonMari method, do an extreme declutter, feel like a minimalist now because I have to zoom out to get everything that we're letting go of. It can be done. It takes time and baby steps, but you also can get to this point too. Now let's focus on the ADHD part, because to me, this feels like I'm done. We did it. Woohoo. But now we got to do the follow-up steps, because these clothes now are going to be put on Facebook Marketplace. Here's one of the pictures that I posted of my better clothes to sell. This right here, I posted this on my Facebook Towns giving page to give it to somebody else. And guess what? Somebody is already coming today to pick it up. So I'm going to put it in my blue bin for her. And for the things that are going to Goodwill, I'm putting them into my car right now because I have to work with my ADHD. And my ADHD does not like crap and clutter in my Jeepy, blocking my view. I can't see out the back window. No, that's going to drive me nuts. So I know right away I'm going to be taking all of this stuff to Goodwill. And what are we doing with the clothes that we kept? Well, next week we will be organizing the closet and the drawers with all of the things that I did keep in season. So thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.